Hey guys, so it's that time of the year. We've got Black Friday, and I just wanted to make a little quick video of all the plugins and sample packs that I'm going to recommend. Some of them I own and use a lot, others are on my wish list that I'm probably going to end up buying. So yeah, let's get started. Oh, and don't forget, all the links to all of the stuff is going to be in the description. Some of them are affiliate links, so I do earn a commission. Okay, so first up, obviously, is my store is having a Black Friday sale, 50% off with the code Basic Friday, and that's valid until the 1st of December. And yeah, here's a little tip for you. If you start adding preset packs to your basket, like add to cart, it'll tell you you have 3 special discounts waiting, and you can add these other packs to your cart for 20% off. And then when you go to the checkout, you can add a coupon code to the checkout too. You can see I've already added the coupon code. So you're getting that 20% off and then an additional 50% off that total. So yeah, it turns out to be even cheaper than 50% off. Okay, let's get on to all the other guys now. So here's the PML Everything Bundle, and this is a super great deal. You can see the total value of it is like over 4,000 euros. And here you can just see a little image or video of everything that's inside. You're basically getting all their courses and sample packs, preset packs, everything that they have. And there's even some of my stuff in there. I've got some courses and a Diva pack. Yeah, so it's a super great deal. I think if I only had 300 euros to spend, this would probably be the one that I would go for. Okay, then next up on the plugin list is Ozone 9 Standard. So the reason why I recommended this is because I use the limiter in every single one of my releases. That's the last thing that goes on my chain. I just haven't found another limiter that sounds as good, that you can push as hard without getting distortion or like horrible artifacts, and it's just super transparent, and it's a plugin that I just can't live without. And yeah, it's a pretty sweet deal here. You're saving £146 of the original price of 214, so I think that's quite a steal. So if you don't have that, I'd definitely recommend that. Okay, next up is RC20. And I'm sure you've seen me use this in most of my tracks when you watch me produce in my live streams. It's just another plugin that I wouldn't want to be without. Super awesome tape emulation and just a bunch of other cool effects, and it's super unique. Okay, next up is Soundtoys. So I'm sure you've seen me use a ton of Soundtoys stuff. I'm always using Echo Boy. And CQ is another one that I use. This EQ over here, it's like an analog emulation EQ. Anytime I want to add high end to a track, that's the thing I reach for first. It just sounds so great. It's also got some really nice drive in it. So the plugins that I would buy from here if I didn't have them, because I've got the whole bundle, and the ones that I use the most would be CQ, Echo Boy, and Decapitator. I use quite a lot, and sometimes a little Alta Boy, but that's like, 1 in 20 tracks might get a little Alta Boy on it, just for the form and shifting, really. My problem with little Alta Boy is that you often get like really horrible artifacting if the sound source is not completely monophonic. So if you have like a sampled vocal and it has like reverb on it, and then you try and shift that formant down, it'll start sounding really weird. But yeah, if those are just the main ones that I would buy, I would recommend getting the full bundle. It's 55% off. It's 229. So if you buy like 3 or 4 plugins, it's probably better to just grab the bundle. But I mean, if I had to go back and buy the full bundle, would I? I don't think I would. I would probably just grab CQ, Decapitator, and Echo Boy, and save a little bit of money, because I just really don't use the other one. Oh, I use Crystallizer sometimes, but we'll get to that later on, because there's a bit of a conflict there. Okay, so Next up is the H9 series, and that's where the conflict comes from. So in H9, you get this crystals plugin, which is basically like Crystallizer. And so if you're getting this bundle, which I strongly recommend, and that's just because this Eventide stuff just sounds amazing and it's super creative, and I love creative plugins more than like compressors and EQs and stuff. I love stuff that you can just like cycle through presets and get really cool results, really creative, different and unique sounds. Another reason why I'm recommending this is it comes with Black Hole, which is basically like Shimmer is a, I use Shimmer a lot, but that's not on sale as far as I know. And Shimmer is essentially like an emulation of the Black Hole reverb by Eventide. So I would rather go for like the original plugin. So yeah, I'd rather go for the original plugin. If you just wanted Black Hole though, you might want to watch one of my other tips that I put out, and that was, I think, on my Instagram account. And that was, you can get Black Hole essentially for free in Ableton if you just download the convolution package, convolution reverb package. Here, EDSP 7500 Black Hole. But the problem with this plugin, I mean, it does sound the same as Black Hole, but the problem with it is that you don't get all the control that you would have with the original plugin. Like, it's got super unique features like that pitching effect and feedback and stuff that you don't really get with this. You do still have the EQ in it, and you can adjust the decay and size and stuff. Then it's also got this super cool plugin called Mangled Verb, which is like distorted reverb. And before I actually had this, I used to intentionally distort reverbs because I just think it sounds really cool, especially if you have like a lead with reverb on it. And as you switch between notes, that reverb pitches up and then it distorts and it creates this like really cool effect. And you're getting that with Mangled Verb. Yeah, and it's just got some really cool creative stuff. So I bought it, unfortunately, at full price, $418. I don't regret it though, but you can get it super cheap there. Okay, here's one that I throw into all my mixes, especially at the end when I'm like doing my final passover. Is Trackspacer, and it's just a super handy plugin. It basically will you use it to sidechain elements to each other. So like you can use it to sidechain, I don't know, your bass to your kick. That's probably like the most obvious use case, but you can use it for things like creating space for a vocal by putting it on a lead and then setting your incoming signal as the vocal, and then it'll duck the lead only in those frequencies. You see it's got like these curves. It'll look at the incoming frequency and then just duck in those specific parts. So it's essentially like dynamic EQ that's based on the incoming signal. So you can make space for elements super easily, and you can make like really transparent side chains and stuff like that. So yeah, and that's pretty cheap. I mean, I use it in every single one of my tracks. That's a £35 well spent, I think. Okay, and then another one here, and these are just some of my sample packs that are on Black Octopus. I have quite a few packs with them. I'll link this link below here. But if I had to just choose a few here, I would probably go for the organic shaker packs. I think those are probably my favorite ones from myself on Black Octopus. And then also these ear candy toolkits sell really well. And you can see here they're pretty cheap, like under $10. That one's $7. So yeah, $7. And then we have Decimort. So this is on my wish list. I've heard it being used a lot, and I really like the sound of it, and I've always wanted to buy it. I just never quite got around to buying it. I think I'm probably going to buy this one this year. It's super cheap here, £21. And that's just basically like a bit crusher. So like Redux in Ableton. Another reason why I didn't actually buy it last year was it last year or this year? I can't remember. Whenever Ableton Live 11 came out, the new Redux sounds really good, and I thought, I didn't really need Decimort anymore because it had like jitter and stuff that they added to it that gives you that like really nice white noisy kind of effect. to your sounds. But yeah, I've heard Decimort being used since, in like watching Inama use it and stuff, and I do still want it, so I'm probably going to buy it. And then Redoptor, this is another one that I use quite often. It's like a parallel processor, and it's basically just a tube distortion, but it's multi-band, so you can adjust your different cutoffs, and then you can apply distortion to certain bands in different amounts, and you can get really, really interesting sounds out of it. So if you're looking for crazy cool distortion, then Redoptor is probably the one you want to go for. And then we have Pigments, and that's another one on the wish list. I know a lot of people have been asking for Pigments preset packs from me, and I just haven't made one yet because I don't own Pigments. So I'm planning to buy it. I think I might buy it now because it's on sale, and it's pretty cheap here. I think this is like 50% off. Yeah, 50% off. Yeah, super crazy versatile synth. I can't really speak much for it because I don't really know how to use it yet, but I have seen it being used, and I know it's got really cool like sequences and endless like modulation opportunities and stuff. So yeah. And then last on the list here is Cyclopedia One. You've seen me use this pack a ton in my music. Unfortunately, there's no affiliate link for it. But yeah, I still recommend it because it's just super high quality, made by one of my favorite producers, Christian Hirt, who like produces for EDX and Nora and Pierre and stuff. And it just shows, I mean, the level of his production is insane, and these loops and drums and everything just sound so good. It's normally $180. I think somebody said they saw him post that they were going to put it as 40% off, but at the moment it's 20% off. So I don't know, maybe you want to wait a couple of days and see if it goes to 40% off. So yeah, that's all my recommendations for Black Friday. Hopefully you don't become too broke. Don't spend more than you can afford to. And I'll see you in the next video.